You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
4 Hurricanes, 8 from 8 in Super Rugby.
Set the drive from the line. O'Reilly's got it in the back. This looks good from the Canes. Charging towards the line. He shifts the ball to Xavier Newmere. Can he get over the line? Try time!
Yeah, they've beaten the Fijian Drua 38-15 in Suva. The side is back in New Zealand, in Auckland, I think, waiting for their flight back down to Wellington. One of the side's assistant coaches is former All Blacks front rower Jamie Mackintosh, who joins us. Thanks for taking the time, Jamie. How do you reflect on the win and the performance last night in Suva?
Yeah, it was obviously heading over there to get the result was, a massive, a thing that, looking back from last year when we went over there and had a loss, that we wanted to go over there and continue. We knew that it was going to be a huge challenge with, lots of different, different aspects to deal with in a normal game in New Zealand and Australia. But look, it wasn't perfect by any means. We got off to a good start and pushed the lead, and then some bit of poor discipline and momentum in the second half. So we did pretty well to bloody hang on, I think.
Yeah, you had 3 in the bin at various stages, but you conceded just the 3 points while you were undermanned. So we'll talk about the discipline in a moment, but in terms of the effort required by an undermanned side on defence in the second half, how impressed and proud were you of that?
Yeah, massive. I just had a good look at the game on the plane on the way home, and I think some of the care and that commitment that the boys showed, as I said, we played 2 sim-ins happened pretty close together, so pretty much 10 minutes with 13 people. Managed to hold some scrums on our line with a young tight-head Sally who was on debut and had a magnificent match. So there was some really, some really good aspects of that game that shows our team is in a good spot around how much they care and fight for each other. And then the cool thing is that we can have a win like that and review some stuff around some areas where we need to get a lot better at. But, we knew the week was going to be challenging. We knew the heat, the noise, the crowd. The Fijian boys play a pretty amazing style of rugby that when they have momentum, it's really hard to stop. And as far as plans goes, we come out well and executed and got points ahead. And then we were able to be able to deal with that. I think when they did have momentum, to only give them 3 points was a massive pat on the back to the boys' defence.
So when you do your review, and there have been 3 yellow cards, do you review discipline? What will those conversations be like?
Yeah, I think reviewing the discipline's been one of our key focuses as a coaching group and a playing group this year around. I think it was the Crusaders game in the wet. We only gave away 4 penalties for the entire game, which was the Hurricanes' record. It's a no-brainer. The less penalties you give away, the less you're going to have to defend good set pieces in the area where they score points. Look, when you reflect on that game, what you want to do is you want to find, is there a trend that the team isn't getting right or the individual isn't getting right? A lot of those were probably multiple offside penalties and then under pressure on the wrong bit of the field, which resulted in a couple of sin bins and then a high tackle, which was, they can all take their toll. So I think last night was probably one of our most disappointing discipline performances. Off the top of my head, I think it was 16 penalties to 7 or 8. And that was a huge reason why we lost all the momentum and didn't get going in the second half.
Fact remains, though, you got the win. You got the bonus point right at the end with your 5th try of the contest. I saw they flashed up on the coaching box at the end, and it was almost a quiet satisfaction in amongst it all. I mean, you come back on the plane with 5 points, so I guess at a base level you have to be fairly happy with that.
Yeah, 100. I think there was times in that box where we thought, shit, here we go. If the Fijian boys had maybe scored a try or got over the line and closed that to a 28-19, the entire atmosphere and ground changes. So the longer we held them off defensively, in that last 5 minutes, we started to get both of our guys back on the field, and then it started to turn to, shit, we only need one point to try to get our bonus point back. And the boys on the field were really aware of that, and I thought it was a pretty magic moment for the set piece that's been working really hard for the season to be able to take two lineouts in that last minute where we had a guy in the bin, so we had to reshuffle players, one a lineout and then one the next one in a different format than we would have normally drove, and to get the bonus point was a really satisfying moment for them fellas. So yeah, we no doubt in the box were delighted, but it was just a bit of like, how do we get the bonus point out of that? It was a pretty we were happy to win, and then we got the bonus point. So it was a bit of a funny feeling in the box.
You talked about preparing for this game. I know you spent a lot of time last week in the heat chamber out in Upper Hutt at the Hurricanes training base. Do you think that helped?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think the biggest thing we wanted to achieve out of the week was concentration under like the ultimate distraction, which is heat, noise, and pressure. So when you get over to Suva, and Suva probably more so than Lautoka, that the crowd sits right on top of you. It is loud. The ball's slippery. You have to be able to concentrate on the task at hand and just go from one to the next. So the NZCIS was amazing to be able to create a space where, like our reviews from last week in the heat, both meetings, backs and forwards going up at the same time, lots of loud noises, lots of horns, lots of singing, lots of music. We drove that theme right through the week. So I thought the way we prepared the boys for the mental side of things and using all our resources at the facility, and our mental skills coach Davey Gray had a big week too. So I think that's been a big part of the reason we've been tying in our plans and having some success.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, it obviously worked. A lot of things worked last night, and a few work-ons for the week ahead as you prepare for the Brumbies. Thanks for chatting to us, Jamie. Apparently it's quite a nice day in Wellington, mate, so you'll fly into a fine Wellington day when you get on that plane eventually.
Yeah, it's been a long day, so the boys are looking forward to getting home.
Top man. Thanks, mate. Thanks for chatting, and enjoy your week.
Okay, cheers, boys.
Thanks, Whopper. That's Jamie Mackintosh, assistant coach of the Hurricanes. Yeah, apparently I saw some pictures of them out in the heat chamber out in Upper Hutt. All the coaches, the players, all in there. Just they'd rake the temperature up. They're playing loud music, just to try and replicate that atmosphere that they got last night. And clearly, it was part of the solution. 38-15, the Hurricanes beating the Fijian Drua in Suva last night.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.